Hi guys, welcome back to findingyourindie.com. I am so excited to show you this new author planner that we've been working on for what feels like a billion years, but really hasn't been as long as all that. I am not that old. Just believe me, I'm not. At least I'm trying not to be. Okay, so what we have here is first of all, I want to tell you I'm on the iPad. I'm an Apple product. This is an iPad, and I'm a PC girl. So this is a little weird for me, but I actually really like it. So what I've got here is the Author Main Planner. I've got it called Author Main Planner Template because when you download it, we have it dated out on the year lease tabs up to 4 years in advance. So you can make that copy 4 times off of the main template that you get and change the name for yourself. You can change it to 2024, Author Planner 2021, whatever you want to do. This is going to be the front page. We did a really nice, classy. I like black and gold, so I'm going to totally call that classy. We did the front page here, the cover, so you could, decorate it like it's your own. I'm going to actually add in my favorite widget here. Some of the widgets and stickers that I have, I just love, and I designed some of them to have the white background or the white outline so that I can actually, you can see it on the black cover easier than the black font, but you can do whatever you want. If you also know how to work with PNG files, you can change the backdrop and change the stroke and create your own. You can do whatever you want. But I'm a genre horror, especially right now. I feel like this is really applicable with what I'm working with. We'll be going through that in just a minute about how to manipulate for pen names and stuff. But this is something that I think is fun. I've done this with a lot of our sayings that we have at Finding Your Indie. You've got that white outline and it just looks really fun on this kind of a cover. So you can make it your own cover. So when you go back in your iPad, you can see that it actually made that change for me. Okay, so I'm going to go back in and we're going to start going through the planner. I'll try to explain little things that I like about we're using GoodNotes, which is an Apple app. You can use it, from what I understood, you can use it online if you have a PC, but you can't use it on like a Samsung or an Android or whatever. So the Apple iPad, I'm loving it. I also have the pencil. This thing is so flippin' smooth. I love it. I actually feel a little bit like I'm doing the whole hand planner because I've been a hardcore like paper pencil planner for years and years. I don't want to say exactly how much I spent in paper planners last year alone because my husband's in the next room and we don't need to open up that can of worms. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through this one. I really wanted something that I could carry. I've managed like 14 pen names. I have tons of ideas all the time. I have other business ideas, and I really just was getting sick of packing around a bag that had booklet upon notebook upon blank book upon planner and then getting frustrated because I didn't love the planner that I was doing or how I had it set up, so I have to find another one. Yeah, I have so many happy planners, it's not even funny. So what we're going to get into is what comes next. What I have on this page, this is the very first page that you come to after the cover, and this is the instructions page. This is hyperlinked to take you to the instructions page on the Finding Your Indie website, so you can go back and have a reminder on these. This will be the video that you're watching already. This will be any of the written instructions, just kind of reminders on what everything is. If I were you, and I hope you do this, when you get this, what you'll do is you will, I'm going to pick some colors. And I'm going to write on here what they are. And this is a reminder, okay? So for instance, right here, this icon right here is the instructions page. This is your home page. And this entire book is hyperlinked like crazy. There's 460 plus pages in here. I've hyperlinked almost every single one of them. And so this right here, if you go to like December, and you click on that button, it'll take you right back to the instructions. Now on some of these, you'll want to make sure and write down what they are. And because I left a lot of room for customization. So this right here is, I believe is book development, but we'll go back in there and I'll redo these. Don't look at my handwriting. It is atrocious. Okay, so we'll come back to these, but I do have secret pages and secret sections that, you might not want anybody to know, and it just gives more room, because as you can see, with this specific planner, I've got it completely tabbed out. I've got it used, and then I've got these in here. So, okay, we're going to get started. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to up here so you can look and see what the months look like. So every single month is the same in how it's set up and how it's linked in its own respective month. All of the capabilities that you can do inside each month are the same for each one. I've been using this one since June, so you can see how sloppy it is, how messy it is. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to show you in January what we're looking at. Okay, so it's undated, so you can, like we said, you can reuse it, right? For every 4 years or every year, or whatever you want to do, you can reuse it. I went in here and I just kind of did like an example, just so you can kind of see. I came in here and I dated it. This is not correct dating. Let's say you can, you can put whatever you want in here. You put your notes. You go nice and big, nice and small, nice and whatever you want to do. You can do any color you want. I might do blue here and be like, oh, recover. Who's not trying to recover from, New Year's Eve, right? Okay, so this is great. This is just a monthly layout. They're colored so that they keep them separated. They have the blocks and the borders. But here's what's fun about the months. This is why this is important for me to go through this for you. It doesn't look like it, but in here, each of these is tabbed. They're hyperlinked, okay? Because I like my weekly layouts. I also like my daily layouts, but I don't use them every week. And sometimes I don't use them at all for the month. And then I feel like I wasted all that paper, which it wasn't necessary to do, on a planner that I ended up not even using the daily for or the weekly for. So in here, you have the choice. So if you click on this button right there, that line, this will bring you here. This is a horizontal layout here, and I have a vertical layout here. But let's say you don't like those. This is what I'm talking about with regards to customizable. If I don't like this one, oops. If I don't like this one, I select it and I delete it. And it actually comes out to where it's actually blank when you get it. None of this is actually selected. I just was messing around so I could make sure and show that this is what it was doing. So let's say we want a different layout. If you want like, we're going to go into widgets, and you will get all of these widgets when you get it. It should be in a big, huge PNG file. These are all PNGs that you can apply and put into yours, not my book covers. But you can definitely have some of the layouts. I mean, the layouts that we have. So I prefer this one, and I'll show you what it looks like. But you'll crop it if you want. You'll pull your lines in. Really easy. Do whatever you want. It's designed to go in here, and it's designed for use as an author. But they're linked, so you just do what you want. There you go. And it's all nice and set to go. And you'll do the other side because there's 2 of those. And that's what you'll do, is you'll just pick and set up how you want your weeks. Now let's go back to January. So you have all those different options for the weeks. You have horizontal, you have vertical, you have the dashboard style that I just showed you. And each of those weeks is done by this line right here beside the week. And then you just pick which, what the week is, and you can mark it. I like to do the highlighter because I think highlighter is so cute. So we would just do that. Nice and simple. Or you don't even have to have that picked. You just date up your days. Okay, so let's go back to January. So all of these weeks are hyperlinked at the very beginning. Then you can go into your personal individual days. So let's say we go to Monday. Then we have the actual daily setup of that day. So if you are a daily person who needs a daily planner, they're all hyperlinked. So I would put like Monday. Let me see if I've got. So let's say Monday 1/1/2022. Okay. Today's focus. Not sleeping. Sometimes that's what I need to do. Okay, then put in here like your game changer goal. What's your game changer goal? I'm going to hit 8,000 words today. Okay, 8,000 words. Maybe I'm going to plot a novel. Maybe I'm going to do some ad work. Then we're, personal goals. Everybody loves personal goals. I'm going to drink 10 gallons of water. Then in my next goal would be plan my funeral, because that's a lot of water. Okay, then what your work one, whatever your work steps would be, you have your free space to grow. You can do whatever you want. There's self-maintenance, best thing that happened. Today I learned, today in 1 word. You have your moods that you can add here. And then there's also the time slot, because I think that's so important when you have a daily option that you have a place to put your time slots. And I believe in blocking. So if you are a time blocker, let me show you how I would do that. So you bring your little thing over here, your little sticker, and let's say you're going to sprint from 12 to, oops. It's from 12 to 2:30. I'm going to take this one off. Okay, and then I'm going to add that. So it makes it fun to digitally do this, where you can actually be like, oh, this is so much fun. It's like bullet journaling without the actual having to lug around all the markers and all the stickers and stuff. It's all right here. You have a whole ton of things at your disposal, a whole bunch of options. Okay, so let's say that we're going to go back out and back into January. Okay, so we've done the daily. So you have the daily option, you have the weekly option, and you also have some things that you have here. So if you flip the screen to the right, you have a blank page. Every month has a blank page. You can do whatever you want in here. I like to take notes if I'm going to go to the doctor or I'm going to go to have a meeting or something. I'll do notes in here just so I have a place to put them. And it's also for that month. Like for instance, when my son broke his wrist, I wrote down a bunch of notes that I wanted to take in here and ask the doctor. And that was awesome and easy to do. Then we have the marketing section. So if you click marketing for the month, this is your plan that you have for the month of January. And each one is great for the month or for each week. There's an extra one too. If you have multiple pen names like I do, you might want to use each one for a pen name. There's tons of stuff that you can do, but that's what this marketing section's for in each month, remember. Then we have finances and promo. And this is where you would cover your finances, obviously, and your promo planner. This is a great place to set up your promotions that you have for the month. It's always good to keep things organized and planned out because, as you know, if your promos aren't figured out, then you might lose the opportunity to do a promo. Okay, let's go back in. So that was promo and finances, and then we have your goals. I am a firm believer that goals are what help our businesses grow, especially with actionable steps. This one gives you a place to put 6 goals in every month. You can put pictures up here. Like let's say I wanted to put a cover. Let me see if I have access to my covers. Okay, so let's say I'm going to do my Western here. Okay, so I might do my Western. Oops. I might do my Western here. You want to drag it from the corner and be like, this is my goal for January. This one actually is not a January one, but then, you know, what are my action steps? I would, you know, you can put that as your goal. You can also move this goal up here. You can do whatever you want to it, but let's say that's my goal and I'm just going to put it right here. January is my goal. Okay. So it's great to put things like that, especially if you're a visual person. I didn't really have that option without a whole ton of extra work when I was just doing paper planners, and I'm not very good with glue. I make a huge mess and tape just looks sloppy. So this has actually opened up a whole new world for me. Okay. So let's go back into January, and that is going to be, so we covered marketing, promo, finances, goals, our weekly tabs that are hyperlinked, and our daily tabs are hyperlinked. You can do notes here. You can do whatever you want here, but this is how every single month looks. Okay. And there's enough to cover 31 days in every month. So I'm going to give you a quick look at what that might look like for June. Okay, so this is what a June for me has been looking like for the week. This is because I started this in the middle of June using this actual planner because I was nervous. I didn't want to leave my paper planner. And now that I've done it, you can see I'm just marking things up. I haven't really gotten into the days yet, but you know what? I'm not lugging around a whole bunch of paper, so I don't really care that I'm not using the daily. I don't feel like I'm wasting anything. Okay, so that's what all the months look like. That's what the dailies look like. That's all these tabs up here, January through December. Bam. Now let's start going into some of the other pieces of the planner. We're going to start on the left and we're going to work our way down. So this is my to-do list, and I love rolling to-do lists. I think that a rolling to-do list is extremely important for planners, and I don't know why they don't have them. Probably because like my to-do lists are just massive, and I would like to just be able to erase something. So like, let's say I had on here dog watching, you know, and video edits and drafting. Well, what if I get my drafting done and this is paper? Well, I have to cross that off and keep going. But what's nice with the digital planner is I can erase it. I can erase them as I get them done and come back in and put in other things. That's what I need a rolling to-do list for. And this one is only 2 pages because I fill them up and then I get stuff done and then I come back in. So I'm going to actually erase this because I also have like this OCD need to have my to-do list cleaned up. Okay, so that's what your to-do list would look like. And you have 2 pages in here. Then we have a sticker section. I love stickers. I left 4 sections of 4 pages for stickers for you to put stickers and widgets, because sometimes, and this might happen while we're doing this, sometimes the widgets don't pull up because of the internet access or whatever, and you can put them in here. Once they're in here, you can grab a sticker and move it around, and you don't need to have internet access. It just automatically lets you copy and paste it to whatever page. I put a lot of these stickers in here. I like the widgets, like we're going to talk about some more. But like my washi tape, it's really easy just to use them as PNGs, and then you put them somewhere else. Okay, so that's the sticker section. Like I said, you have 4 pages of stickers. Okay, then we have the timeline. You can use this however you want. Again, that's one thing that is phenomenal about this planner is it's extremely customizable. There are so many sections where you can take that section and make it yours. how I'm probably going to use this is I'm probably going to be like, okay, I'm planning on starting 2 more pen names. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Start 2 more pen names. And what is that timeline going to look like? It's going to look like maybe January is going to be research, because I have other pen names that I'm working on, right? All this at the same time. Those ones pay the bills, but it's always fun to research more. February, I might do some world building and getting my planning set up. Okay, so your timeline is going to be different for you. You might have a timeline that looks like this. And you're like, okay, my goal from this to this one is, I don't know, $1,000 a month. And my goal here is I want to get up to $30,000 a month. So what steps am I going to take to get there? Okay, so your timeline is going to be different than my timeline. And that's why I left it open. Okay, now we're going to go into marketing. This is hands down one of the most important sections of this book. I gave you 4 pages to put whatever you need to put into it, and I gave you a ton of widgets. The widgets are all kinds of things: marketing plans, year goals, things that you want to do, promotions, blah, 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 blah. I mean, the widget list is insane. So make sure you check out the widgets and see what you want to do in here. I'm not ready to dive into this yet because I am using the marketing sections in each month, and that's enough for me right now. Next year, when I start with this other pen name, this section I will definitely be using. But I wanted you to have the opportunity, and me as well, to have that option later, so I'm not having to come back and be like, oh, I wish this one had this. Trust me, this planner has just about everything in it except it's underwear, so you're good. Okay, now we're going to go into the backlist. And this one, if it will let me, okay, there we go, backlist. So what this does is it literally gives you pages to put in books. Okay, I gave you 4 pages, well, 8 pages total, where you can list out all of your backlist. It gives you room to put your ASIN, if it has a paperback, audio, KUI and date of entry, notes. I mean, it's intense. But make sure that you have a log of where your books are. I actually have so many books that I just decided to put just the book ones of my series in from each of my pen names, and I haven't even logged them all. This is just ones that I'm like, oh, I got started, and I was like, oh, okay, this looks okay. My handwriting is not fun. Okay, so that's your book list. That's your backlist, your book list, whatever, same thing. Then we have releases. As you can see, I lined out February. I mean, I lined out through June because this planner is brand new. I'm going to do the same thing here where I don't have any releases. I'm just going to say I don't have any releases. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, I know I have a release. I don't want it in blue. I want it in black. Then I've got like my Matchmaker book. 8 is coming out in July. I might have another rom-com coming out in July, and maybe an apocalyptic book coming out in July. We'll say number 4 coming out in July. I can do that here, or I can do that over here. I can put book covers over here like we did before. You can do so much with this. It's super fun. And what's so nice about this is that this makes it so easy that you can actually be doing this anywhere. So I'm in the middle of my living room and the kids are just kind of running around and my husband's doing his own thing, and I can all access this all right here. I don't have to go in somewhere where I've got everything stored in a box and whatever. Okay, so that's my releases. Now we have goals. Oops. You also have that my yearbook plan again too. I gave you options for multiples more than 1 year. There's 2 years at least there. Okay. Then what we'll do is we'll hit goals. Now this is for your yearly goals. My goal is to do this, and then small action steps. And then you would go and put your goals into your monthly and figure it out there. Check in here. I'm doing good here. I'm doing good there. Then we have ideas. Like, I need to explain to you what to do with an idea section. Ideas come like water to us. So use this. Use a lot of the things. If you have pictures, if you have premises, copy and paste things, you can do so much with your idea section. Now we're going to come down here to the bottom tab before we start working on our super secret section. This is the yearly section, and this has where obviously it's the years. You have your year calendars. It's 2021 through 2024 right now. This will get updated next year. We'll move it up to the 2026. And you can do whatever you want with these, but it helps you figure out your days ahead of time so you can date your book, your calendar. Then we have the to be written. So this is some of my pen names. I might blur some of them out when I'm editing this because I don't want my pen names all out there. But if you're looking at this, you can see that I've actually put in here on my to be written page, I put the cover, and I put the date that I want. You can do whatever you want. It's awesome because you can just put your cover in there. You can make one whole cover in there and just make it nice and big and just fun. And this makes it so much fun because, you know, when you're doing a to be written, usually I just write out the words. Oh, I'm going to do this and this. But to have the covers in here, this was super fun. I love this. Okay, then we have our to be read pile. Our to be read book. Pages. I love this because I read nonfiction and I read research books for my other pen names and for other things, and to stay on top of research for what my genres are. And so you can put the covers in here and write them down and whatever you want to do. Call to action ideas, again, that's hyperlinked down here. Call to action ideas would be things like, you know, what you would say, oh, that's brilliant. So this would be where you're like, oh, that would be a really good idea. Like, you know, got meat or whatever. I mean, don't take that, but as an example, you can just come in here and write it down for ads. If you have any ideas for call to action ideas, that's a really great place to be, to put your ad ideas. Then you have an ad plan, and this is a few pages long. You have your Facebook ad tracker, you have your ad plans with AMS ads, maybe what you're going to do, book ones, $5 a day, focus on how books make you feel, whatever. Put your plans in here, okay? And I gave you a couple pages on those too, because ad plans are really important. And then we have the want list. Again, that's hyperlinked down here. What do you want? I want to be out of debt. And how am I going to do that? I want to work less, but work better. How am I going to do that? So there's, you know, this is your want list. And this right here, let me see if I can actually get it to do it. This is actually a widget. So I put that widget in there and I set it up and then I wrote over it. So that's really all you have to do with those. Okay, so then we have a promo section. And again, you can put these in with your widgets. I've got plenty of widgets in there for you that I've designed specifically for promotions and marketing and the business side of things. Like for instance, and some of these, and you won't have all of these in there because some of these are just ones that I bought myself from Deposit Photo. But the ones, so like, you know, like the note copy and stuff, but ones that I've designed like these, like the promo pages, this one that I designed. So I designed all of the actual calendar chunks, and you'll have those as your widgets. So what I would do is crop this because I like mine nice and tight. Okay. And then I would put that maybe right here. Okay, then you can write on it. You can say, okay, what are my promo ideas that I have? I want to do this, this, and this. We're going to do a newsletter growth plan here. I'm going to do some, gosh, I don't know, a giveaway for my 4th book in a series release, or I'm going to do book 1 free, whatever. But you have a plan. You have a place to put it all. And this is great if you have, especially if you have multiple pen names. Okay, so let's go back to that. Then we have a note section. Hello, who doesn't love note sections? I love note sections. Okay, that one's blank for a reason. You can put your own paper in there. I've got legal paper in there, narrow ruled paper in there, grids, dots, you name it, it's in there. Oops. Then I have pen names. Okay, I'm going to blur some of these out when I edit because I don't want some of my pen names to be out there. However, as you can see, this is fully customizable. So let's say that you wanted to put a pen name in here, and we'll go on this side and we'll say John Doe. I know, so original. Well, John Doe has his own page. So this is John Doe's page. And he has a couple pages that's just assigned to that hyperlink, and you can put things in here. I've got pen name sections, pen name widgets. They look amazing and they're super fun to play with. You would put maybe the backlist in there. You could put all kinds of stuff in here, but that is how you would do it. Okay, so let's go down here to the money, and we have finance widgets and stuff that you put in there, but this is a great place to place where you have your income, maybe what your goals are, maybe how much you made for the month, and just kind of keep a tracking plan of that so you can see how well you're doing. Then we have a task section, like I touched here and took me to tasks. And this is if you have like a project, and again, these are widgets. If you have like a project and then all the tasks that have to go with that project. For instance, doing a newsletter drip campaign might have 55. I just created one for someone that had 54 drips in it, and the steps that you'd have to take for that. Like, what does it look like? Okay, then you have that. Then what we have is inspiration. I love this as a writer because I can put in here things that make me go, yay. Like for instance, I've been watching a bunch of romances on Netflix, and there's a couple of them that I'm just like, oh my gosh, I love the feel and the tone of this. So I went and found a bunch of the pictures, and I've been putting them in my inspiration page. I took them out for this one because I didn't want you guys to see what I'm doing, and I don't know if I have copyright access to be showing those types of pictures on my own videos. Okay, so that's the inspiration page. You can do whatever you want with these. Now, let's go back, and this is hyperlinked throughout everywhere, but I want to take you through these as we're actually, you know, so you can kind of see what we're looking at. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4 customizable pages. This one is book development. This is a huge one. I love this one. I think it's so much fun. It was fun because I was explaining it to my husband, and he got it. He understood it. And he's not in like the author industry or anything, but we were talking about, he said, it'd be cool if you had that. And I was like, I have that. So he got it. And so that was awesome to me because this is like my favorite part of the entire planner. You have a book development, and let's say we're looking at book 1 for my sweet romances. You write that in here, and then you click on it. And what you can do is you can put your cover in here. You would maybe put the series name, the book title, the genre. So all of the things, the steps you have to do, what's the premise. You make your notes in here, and then you turn the page. And you can put widgets in here on character development, plotting, all kinds of stuff. But it gives you quite a few pages before you get to the next one. So you have all of this room to develop your books inside. Now, let's say that you're like, okay, but Bonnie, that's great. There's 16 book slots here. And if you're like, oh my gosh, Bonnie, that's great, but I do like 40 books in a year. Okay, that's great. All you have to do is screenshot this, save it, and then you can go in and clear out the page, right? Clear the page and start over. And you can reuse this over and over and over and over. All you have to do is clean up your book development page. Okay, I don't want Bond Sweet here anymore. Erase that and put a new one in. That's it. Reusable. Very easy. Okay, now we're going to look at the next one. And this one, I believe, says word count. So this is word count. And I love tracking word count. If you're like me, you love it too. Let's see if we can do this. Okay, let's see if it'll let me do it. So it's not letting me do it just yet. My internet, I live out in the rural area. It kind of sucks. It is what it is. But I have honeycomb and hexagon styles. And if I was doing a word count, I would probably, I would put those in here, and then I would color them in, and I'll make sure and put a picture up here on the video so you can see what it looks like when I get to that point. But it is giving me some issues, and that's fine. But you can track your word count on here. How are you doing on this book, whatever, and then you're getting it done, right? Okay, so that's your word count one. That's this one right here. And remember, I want you to keep track of it. Oops. Keep track of it on your instructions page. Book development, word count. Then you have separate ones. You have brand new ones, and these ones are completely customizable. You can do whatever you want to them. But I've given you enough room to do whatever it is that you feel you need to do with your digital planner. And then here's the very last page, 460 pages. And this is your back cover, and you can put stickers on here. You can put the end. You can put Go Girl, or you don't even have to look at this. But essentially, what I was coming down to is, this planner has everything you could possibly need as an author and as you are doing the things that you want to do to make your business go better. Okay, if you have any questions, put them in the comments. Let me know. Thank you again for stopping by Finding Your Indie, and I hope that you are planning and succeeding in whatever your goals may be. Thanks, you guys.